And welcome back to another edition of the St. Mary of the Woods College Sprint Football Coaches Show. My name is Ace Hunt. I'm alongside the head coach of the Pomeroys, Blaine Powell. Coach, there's just nothing better than winning on homecoming and in such exciting fashion.
Yeah, it was. That was a game that we really needed. Just a close game. One that you got to kind of fight through, some tough things, and be able to win that was huge for us.
Like you mentioned, a lot of times in this league, there's some score disparities a lot of weeks.
Yeah.
And this was really one of the first regular season tough to the end battles you've really had in maybe since homecoming a couple years ago against Bellarmine.
Yeah, what was it? They said that it was our first one-score win since our first ever game. In 22 when we beat Calumet in overtime. So we've lost a couple, close ones, but that was the first one since that we've won by one score. So,
Man.
Yeah, we needed that. We really did. I mean, it's good for a team to have to fight through a lot of adversity and to be able to win one like that's huge.
You talk about the adversity. There were turnovers. You fought through a month's worth of penalties.
Both teams did.
Both teams really did. And let's talk about the fourth quarter. You really gutted that thing out. You got a couple of big stops. It looked like Midway might have a chance to go in for a couple possession lead in the fourth quarter, and your defense, they bent, but they didn't break, and then Hazard breaks off the big run to give you the lead.
Yeah, I mean, the fourth quarter, really the end of the third and through the fourth, our defense, just came up huge for us. They made some big stops when we needed them, and like you said, there was a lot of times where we would, they would get down in our territory. And but it seemed like we would get a play to put them off schedule to where they didn't have the down and distance that they wanted, and made some big plays. And our guys, man, I can't say enough about our defense. We gave up 2 big plays. Other than that, I don't think you can play a team like that any better. They're so talented on the outside with the with the receivers. And then their quarterback can run, he can throw. The running back is really kind of come into his own as well.
Yep.
He hurt us throughout the game, but we didn't quit playing. We didn't quit coming after him, and that was the key. And I can't just really proud of the effort. And then offensively, we were off schedule all day. Let's be honest, we didn't play well. We had a lot of some bad penalties. We had we had a bad snap. We had some just penalties that we usually don't make.
Yeah.
The procedures and things like that. And you're going to have games like that. And for us to fight through that and kind of find a rhythm in the fourth quarter was really big for us. JT, I think at one time was I can't remember what it was, like 12 out of 26 or 10 out of 25 or something like that throwing the ball. He ends up 17 out of 32. So that tells me that he got into a rhythm. I felt like during the game, most of the game, he was a little late with things, but then when he found that rhythm, he was on time. Kyle Vernelson came up with some huge catches. We finally got Corbin involved in the fourth quarter. And Darren breaks off just an incredible run. We blocked it well, don't get me wrong, but when he got hit and spun off of it and kept going, that was all Darren. And that was great for him. He needed that. And we needed it too, but for him, he'd been injured and had just came back from injury, and that was a big play for him. And to win it like we did was definitely satisfying.
Well, Hazard, it's Newport Hill Climb weekend and Covered Bridge coming up. This is his time of year to shine.
This is his time of year. That's right. That's right.
Let's talk about the defensive side of the ball. Jake Skinner, he's a guy, he's hard to find sometimes on the field, wears number 3, but 14 big tackles, and he was a big reason why Midway was all scheduled so much in the second half.
Yeah, he was. Jake, with them running the pace that they did, I mean, they were running a play about, they were up on the ball and snapping the ball about every 9 to 12 to 14 seconds. So there's not any time for the coaches to make the calls on the field, the defensive calls to them on the field. So Jake called the whole game. Anytime he was in there, he called it. When he wasn't in there, either Josh Wentz or Christian Schunk did. So our inside linebackers were basically coaches on the field as well as playing. But Jake did an unbelievable job. I think he made the comment to Coach Griff, that he's never been more nervous before a game because he was going to have to make all those calls. But he got us in the right defense, and when the plays presented themselves, he made them.
For St. Mary of the Woods College, a thrilling 27-20 come from behind victory on homecoming. A big reason for that, like we said, was the play of Jake Skinner, and he is our custom guttering player of the game. Congrats to Mr. Skinner for the fine win. And Coach, it was an exciting win. And when we come back from this break, we'll talk about your plans for the upcoming bye week, and it always seems like pivotal parts of the schedule. It's always Calumet.
Yeah, it always comes back to Calumet.
It always does. You're watching the St. Mary of the Woods College Sprint Football Coaches Show. We're presented all season long by Quality Roofing of Indiana. And welcome back to the St. Mary of the Woods College Sprint Football Coaches Show. My name is Ace Hunt. We are alongside the coach of the Pomeroys, Blaine Powell. We've talked about offense and defense in the thriller against Midway, but one of the reasons the offense found success was some of the starting field position, especially in the second half. Byron Simmons and Jason Rucker, big returns for you in the special teams game.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I was going through film yesterday, and just the difference in starting position for each team was just, there was a big disparity there. We had the advantage in that, and that's due to our special teams. I mean, I think they averaged maybe 14 yards a kick return. We averaged over 30. Whether it be Byron had a big one for 69 yards to get us set up. I don't think we ended up cashing in on that one, but it still flipped the field position though. And then Jason had three really good. Jason Rucker had three really good kickoff returns. And then, Holtman didn't play in the second half, so Darren came in and did the punting for us, did a really good job. We did get an extra point block. That was really the first blemish on our special teams, which you're in game 4. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But it just came up huge. I mean, Byron had, I think, 2 punt returns for almost 50 yards. Yep. Which set us up, and that was a big priority for us. That we after last week when we lost like 60 yards in punt yardage because we weren't catching it, we made emphasis on that this week. He did a good job. He had 2 fair catches. He caught 2 and returned. He let 1 go in the end zone correctly. So we were perfect on punt returns. Can't say enough about our special teams right now. I mean, they're leading our team. They really are, and that's hats off to Coach Griff and all those guys. He's always got them prepared. That's for sure. And I'm sure he'll be working on the game plan for Calumet today.
And that's the most amazing part about that. I know we've mentioned it 100 times on this show over the last couple of years, but Griff is a full-time student. Here.
Yeah, he is.
He's still making such an impact on the program.
Yeah, he's juggling a lot of things, and he does a good job keeping his priorities straight, and really proud of him.
Plus, he has to keep his dad in line, too.
Yeah, I don't know you can do that.
Trey's got the same problem, too.
Yeah.
We talked about starting field position. There was a strip sack in the game as well that your defense created, gave you the ball inside the red zone.
Yeah. Donovan Parker, he played. He had like 12 tackles, had a sack, had that strip sack, was big. He played outside linebacker in week 1 against them. We've moved him to D line since then just to get him a little closer to the ball. And he's tough to handle. I mean, I think he caused 3 or 4 of their holding calls as well, along with Gary Settle. I don't know how many he caused. I mean, I think 4 or 5. I think I saw just right offhand. Just because they couldn't handle him and they were just holding him, but yeah, Donovan did a great job, and then Peyton Metzger jumped on it, and that was a big, huge play for us.
I think if they'd have called every hold on Midway that Gary Settle drew, we'd still be playing right now.
Yeah, we have trouble with his uniform. We have to sew it up quite a bit. He's tough to handle.
Well, that's what you can just send that thing home with him, have him sew it up at the house.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's the bye week. I know you talked to the legend John Montgomery after the game. You're going to not give him a week off, but give him a week off from game preparation. Maybe go back to basics a little bit, and then start the Calumet prep on what would be a game day next Saturday.
Yeah, more than likely what we're going to do is, we've given them a couple days off here. We didn't meet with them yesterday. We're not going to meet with them today. We'll come back tomorrow and just go out on the field, and really we want to work fundamentals. What are some things that we haven't been able to catch up to? Whether it be turnovers, whether it be tackling, blocking, just the base fundamentals that kind of get moved to the side a little bit because you got so much, you only have so much time to game prep. So we're really going to want to go back to that a little bit, and then we'll do that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday be a little bit lighter. We'll give them Saturday off, and then we'll come back Sunday and we'll start game prep. We'll watch film with them and kind of introduce the game plan for Calumet. And good thing is we have fall break next week, so we're able to meet with them and practice. So that'll make the preparations for the game a lot better, just because you're not pressed for so much time.
I didn't realize that till I saw a couple emails this morning. I mean, you guys are like a pro football team next week. No class. You're just football players.
Right.
Next week.
Yeah. And that's perfect timing. We need that, really.
I know you so early, and you're just coming off the Midway win. You haven't had a chance to look at Calumet a lot this year, but we've played them so many times in the past. They're going to be tough as nails on defense, run the ball.
They haven't changed, that much. I mean, you always peek at them throughout the year before you play them. We've got all their film and everything. So, they've changed their offense up a little bit. They're more of a kind of a shotgun wing tee team. And man, they've got talent all over the field on offense, a lot of speed. They got 2 or 3 quarterbacks that are doing a really good job for them. And defensively, it's the same every year. I mean, they're really hard. They're really hard to play against. They're disciplined. They're well coached, and we'll have to have a good plan for them. We'll have to execute it. We can't just go in with a brand new offense or anything like that. We gotta keep getting better at what we do best and attack them where we can and get the ball to our playmakers. And but. I think defensively against them, we're going to have to be very disciplined, and we're going to have to, it's a key read game because they pull so many linemen, and and we have to tackle well. I mean that's what it's going to come down to really. Every year with Calumet, it comes down to the old fundamentals: blocking and tackling. If you can do that, you can beat them. If you can't, if you don't do that well, you're not going to beat them. Simple as that.
Always helps get ahead 21-0 before the 5-minute mark.
I would love to see that.
Well, Coach, enjoy the bye week. I'm sure next weekend you'll probably be watching the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, got a big one on Saturday. Yeah.
They got a big game coming up at Mizzou, and then you'll have your game preparation for Calumet.
Yep.
Congrats on the win against Midway.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was
a good one.
That was one of the most fun wins I've ever been a part of. And
me too.
I've seen quite a few over the years. Coach, thanks for joining us. You've been watching the St. Mary of the Woods College Sprint Football Coaches Show, presented all season long by Quality Roofing of Indiana. Thanks for joining. And go Pomeroy!